guys, my name is Julie. Welcome back to my channel. I don't know, this is so weird to be filming again because if you are not new to my channel, you might have noticed that I've been gone for 6 months. I started a channel at near the end of last year, but then literally just life happened at the end of last year, and it's been a year so far, okay? To say the least, it's been a year. So I haven't been filming, but I have been reading, not to the same extent as I was last year because I'm now a full-time nursing student. I think I mentioned this once on my channel that I was or probably multiple times, that I was transferring schools for nursing. So I transferred universities, and now I go to one that's more further away from my parents' house. So I did end up moving into an apartment, and it's very different looking than my room, obviously, but I also have new bookshelves, and I've read about 25 books so far this year. So I will be posting more videos hopefully soon, a new updated bookshelf tour and all summarizing all the books that I've read so far this year. But I still have to film those videos, and I don't know when I'll be doing that. So I do plan on making those videos and kind of posting more often, hopefully. But I do love talking about books and sharing that with others, so I do hope that I'd be posting more often compared to the last 6 months when I posted 0. But we're gonna be starting off with this video, I guess, and just spending the day together. So it's about probably 9:40, 9:50. I didn't set an alarm, so I woke up at 9 today, and I do have a couple things on the agenda, but it's not a super busy day. I don't plan on doing any schoolwork because I don't want to. What's on the agenda today? I need to ship out some Pango orders, so I need to package them up and then go to the library to print the labels because the apartment printer that we have is broken. So sad. But I need to print that at the library, and then also drop off a book at the library. And then my library has this used bookstore inside of it that I kind of want to check out. I've been there once, and I actually ended up picking up this book, which is from Fairy Loot, for only $10. So this is The Dagger and the Flame by Catherine Doyle. I don't really know that much about the book, but I read this synopsis in the store and thought it was interesting. But it's a very pretty edition, obviously, with it being a book subscription box. It was kind of a steal for only $10. I have yet to read it, so I don't know, so I don't have any thoughts on it, basically. But it is very pretty and has an author letter, and it just seems really cool from the front. I was flipping through it, and it that is a really cool map, and then it has a list of players, which I love when books have that, or I don't know, that's just really cool. But we will see when I get around to reading that. But that being said, I do want to go back and check that store out. Just they have a really small fantasy section, but I do want to look at it so I can see if they have anything that I'm interested in, because it does seem to be very good price wise. And after that, I do need to pick up some groceries. I got my wisdom teeth out last week, and I think I'm technically on day 9 or whatever. So I'm supposed to be back to solid food now. But for 5 to 6 days, I was on an only liquid diet. And so I still need to pick up more solid food because I'm just slowly reintroducing them. I don't know, I might go lay by the pool and read today. I do want to finish my current read, which I'm currently reading an arc of If We Survive This by Raquel Marie. And I'm really enjoying it so far, actually. We'll talk about that more when I get into it, into reading it later. But I only have an hour left of that book, so I definitely think I can finish that today. And then we might start another book. We'll see. But yeah, kind of just a chill day. Just some errands to run. I'm just gonna go get dressed, and then I'm going to start packaging up the Pango books, bring you guys along, and then I'll see you guys at the library. Oh my gosh, okay. So I was about to pick an outfit, but I was checking the weather to see how hot it's gonna be. And it's literally gonna be 95 degrees today. That's so insane. And I checked the UV, it's gonna be 11. 11 is so bad. Climate change is crazy. That's terrible. I'm gonna wait until UV 11's over to sit at the pool because I'm not trying to burn a hole in my skin. Okay guys, so I'm packing up the Pango orders right now, so I figured I'd show you what I'm giving away, I guess, selling. The first one is Once Upon a Broken Heart, and the second is The Ballad of Never After, both by Stephanie Garber. I know this is very beloved. I have not read it. I don't feel like I'm going to read these books, and that's why I'm unhauling them, because I read the first 2 books in the Caraval trilogy years ago, probably in 2021 or 2022. I don't know, I read it when I was a sophomore in high school, And I really liked the first two books. I thought it was very like enchanting and like whimsical and just very entertaining. And I liked the main character Scarlet especially. I liked Tella too, but like Scarlet was my girl. And I liked them when I read them, but I've tried to finish the series, like read the third book for like a couple times within the last past years, what? I couldn't like get into it again, and I don't want to reread the whole series to get to there and then to get to these books. So I think I'm just going to be unhauling these because they need to go to a home with someone who will be excited to read these. I also tried to listen to the audiobook of Once Upon a Broken Heart from my library, and I didn't listen to that much, to be honest, like only a couple percent. But the writing just felt very juvenile, and it is a YA, so that's not like unheard of, but I don't want to read it. Like, I just don't think it's my thing anymore. I don't know that it's going to be high stakes enough for me. Even if it is, I'm just not really interested in reading this series anymore and finishing it out, so it needs to go to a home, someone who will love it. And with the first book, I'm also including this art print that has like, I think the main characters Evangeline and Jax. I think I got this from Fairy Loot a couple years ago when I had Fairy Loot. I only had it for a couple months, but yeah, I'm going to be giving those books away. And I did a big unhaul at the end of last year that I didn't film. I got rid of like all my Sarah J Maas books. I got rid of a bunch of like romances and books that I just didn't see myself reading, but I don't have a list of them. So yeah, I'm going to finish packing these books up and then go to the library so I can print out the shipping label. Please. Okay, so I just got back in my car from the library. I checked out 3 books and I bought 4. I'll do a haul when I get back, but I literally just realized I forgot to print the Pango order, so I have to go back inside, and that's literally the reason I came. Hey guys, so I finally got back from the library and from shipping everything out, so I'm gonna show you guys what books I picked up from the library and then the ones that I purchased from the library, because I did some damage. I brought home way more books than I should have, but anyways. The first book I picked up was All of Us Villains by Amanda Foody and Christine Lynn Herman. This is a book I've just been seeing for like a while now, and like I've always been interested in picking it up, but I just never got around to it. And when I saw it at the library, I was like, okay, now is the time. But it's basically like one of those books with like a tournament. It says every generation, 7 families in the remote city of Ilvernath each name a champion to compete in a secret tournament to the death. Their prize is control over a secret wellspring of high magic, which was thought to be depleted. And this year, there's this book that exposes the tournament to the world and also exposes the weaknesses, the strengths, the secrets of the other families competing. And it just sounds really interesting. I love a tournament in a fictional setting because I just feel like it's very interesting, speculatively, I don't know, to see like the way that people react and form connections and relationships. And just seeing this on lists of people who are like, if you like the Hunger Games, then you might like this book. And I am the biggest Hunger Games fan to ever exist ever. It is kind of just my entire personality. But I love speculative fiction, dystopian fantasy, so I'm hoping this is gonna be up my alley. And then the next 2 books I picked up are books 2 and 3 in the Burning Kingdoms trilogy by Tasha Suri, the first book being The Jasmine Throne. I read this recently, like the book before last. I ended up giving it a 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. It's like a sapphic fantasy following 2 main characters. I don't know how to summarize this book well without giving away spoilers because the synopsis is like very simplistic, I feel. I liked going into it blind though, so I don't want to give too much away about like the story itself. So I'll just read out the back of this book. It says, trapped by her despotic brother within the crumbling walls of an ancient temple, Princess Malini dreams of vengeance. Forced to disavow her birthright and her power because of her past, maidservant Priya dreams of freedom. In a world beset by wild magic and turbulent uprising, their destinies will become irrevocably tangled, and together they will set an empire ablaze. I did enjoy it. Some parts of the pacing felt a little bit like off for me, like that's why I didn't give it like a higher rating, but a 4 is still really good and I really enjoyed it. I wasn't sure when I finished this if I was going to continue the series right away, but like I just miss Priya so much. She's like one of the main characters in that book, and I like Malini as well. I really like the relationship, but like I'm hoping to see more development in the next coming books, and I've heard The Yearning is like really good, and like I love sapphic yearning, so like yeah, I'm very excited for that and to see how the politics and like the political landscape of the world develop in the next books, because I feel like this book was like a huge setup into that, and I am very excited to see where it goes, and also to see more of Priya and Malini because I love them and I love Priya so much. I love Malini too. So yeah, that was books 2 and 3 in the Burning Kingdoms trilogy. And then those are all the books I checked out from the library. I do have The Odyssey by Homer checked out, the one translated by Emily Wilson, but I haven't gotten, that was like in a different library haul that I checked that out. So those are the books I got from the library, and now from the library store, like I said, well, I don't think I said it, but it was really good. Like, the store was actually so amazing. I didn't film in there because it's like very narrow, and like I didn't want to film other people, so I didn't film in there. But they had so many books this time that I was like, wait guys, like there was like so many on my TBR, and it's very affordable. I don't know how they get these books. Some of them were like library books, and I'm guessing they take donations as well. I should have asked, because I could donate some books there, but the books are very affordable, and also they had so many, and I was like, I need to cut back right now. But the first book I got luckily didn't add to my physical TBR because I've already read this, and that is My Lady Jane by Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. I read this last year, or rather I listened to it on audiobook, and I really enjoyed it. I don't remember exactly what I gave it, maybe a 4.5 or something, but I just thought it was so entertaining and so fun and very comical. It's like a fantasy, but like with a comedic aspect to it. It's like kind of like a reimagining of Lady Jane, King Edward's cousin, and like in real life she was executed, but in this book she was not, and it's like kind of like a reimagining. But I enjoyed this book. Like I said, listened to it on audiobook through my library, so I don't have a physical copy, but this was only $2, and when I saw this I was like, wait, what are the chances this is a signed edition? And lo and behold, it's a signed first edition for $2, and I was like, yeah, you're going on my shelf immediately. And the next 3 books do add to my physical TBR, but they are books that I wanted, that I already had on my TBR anyway, so when I saw them I was like, wait. The first book is The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. I don't read many like thriller mystery books, and when I do, I typically read them from the library on my Kindle, because like I don't really feel the need to own specific genres, because I am mostly just like a fantasy and like dystopian fiction reader, so there's some genres that I just don't own many books of. But this was only $1. The pricing is like blowing my mind in this economy. I have had this on my TBR for a while, since I did have like a thriller phase for like a week, and like I had added a bunch to like my TBR list, and this is one of them. So when I saw this I was like, okay, wait, like I'm gonna read it anyways eventually when I'm in the mood for like a palate cleanser thriller or whatever. So I decided to pick that one up. This one seems to lean more on the mystery side, but it's basically about this girl named Rachel, and she takes the like train every day commuting to and from work. So every time she's there on going to work, she sees this one couple having breakfast, and one day she sees something very shocking, and she ends up going to the police, and it's like starts this investigation. But then it also says on the back, like, is she as unreliable as they say? And I don't know, it just sounds really interesting. It's one of like the only thrillers that I've added onto my TBR, or mystery rather, I don't really know. Then the next book I picked up was one that I've literally been thinking about going and buying, because my friend, every time we go to the bookstore together, she's like, this book is so good. When like I remember reading it, it was so good. And like as someone who loves zombies, like, okay, I'm literally gonna pick up any zombie apocalypse book. Last time we went, she picked up a copy and she was like, I'm gonna reread it and let you know if it's good, like if it's worth it, and then you can borrow it. But I was like, I'm like always in an post-apocalyptic mood, just because it's like literally, I just love it. I love to see like the questions about morality and like the way that people react in like situations like this, in a fictional sense, of course. But yeah, I'm just very much a post-apocalyptic fan, so this book was one that she recommended, and that is World War Z by Max Brooks. It says an oral history of the zombie war, and I don't really know that much about it because I do tend to like to go into books blind. However, I'm very excited to get into this, and it looks pretty much brand new. There's some like bent pages, but like genuinely this was $2. Like, that's crazy, because I was literally about to go and spend like, oh wait, this is $14.95. It was like $20 when she bought it. When is this from? Yeah, this is a first edition paperback. No, No way, this is from 2006 though. It says first paperback edition, but I don't think this is from 2006. It looks way too new. Anyways, I don't know. But yeah, I am very excited to get into this as well. And then the last book I picked up, because I had to refrain myself, I was like, you're literally going to be buying too much if you keep going through these shelves. Anyways, so the last book I picked up is Fingersmith by Sarah Waters. I know this is like a sapphic historical fiction, like spicy book, question mark. I don't know. I really don't know the plot of this. I read it when I added it to my TBR, but this was $1. I'm very surprised that this was there because I've literally never seen this in store before. Every time I go, I look and I never see this. But the main reason I want to read this is because it's been adapted into a movie, and it's a movie that I see talked about in sapphic spaces a lot. And I'm not someone who like really enjoys like spice in a book. Like, I just don't care for it. I think this has like a lot of spice in it. I don't know. But the movie just seems really interesting from the edits that I've seen on TikTok. So I do want to read this book before I get into it. And for $1, literally this whole thing was like, I don't know, I think he gave me a discount because it was like $5 for all these, even though it was 2211. So I think he gave me a discount. But yeah, those are the books that I bought from the little shop that's in my library. I did say I was gonna go grocery shopping, but I low-key don't feel like doing that and spending more money today, even though I didn't spend that much. But I did remember, oh wait, I spent money anyways. But anyways, I remembered I had a gift card, or not a gift card, but like a coupon for buy one get one bowls at Panda Express that expired literally tomorrow. So I did pick up 2 bowls because I was like, this is gonna stretch anywhere from like 3 to 6 meals for me. I got 2 bowls from Panda Express. This one I got half chow mein, half fried rice, and orange chicken. And I feel like this will stretch me so I don't have to get groceries right now. So I ended up picking that up. And now it is, what time is it? It is 1:44. I think I'm just gonna eat and turn something on the TV, and then once the UV's gone down a little, because I do not want to go lay out in UV 11. That's, to me, that's a little scary. So I'm gonna put these books away on my TBR cart, wash my hands, and then eat. And I will see you guys, I guess, when we're going to eat outside. Or not eat outside, but read outside, because I'll tell you guys a little bit about the book that I'm reading. Also, I forgot to show you guys, I got this really cute bookmark. It's kind of flipped right now, but it says Celebrate Asian Pacific American Heritage for Asian American, Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islander. But it's super cute. It has this like little design, and I love that they give us bookmarks there because I have so many bookmarks, but like, I don't know, I just like bookmarks. Not cooperating right now, so just ignore that. But I did finish If We Survive This by Raquel Marie. This book was so much different than I expected it to be in like so many ways. But before I get ahead of myself, this book is a post-apocalyptic novel. It's considered a YA horror, and we are following our main character Flora. She is just turned 18, and at the beginning of this book, this is her 6 months after the apocalypse, but it's also kind of dual timeline, switching between the 6 months after the apocalypse started and into the past at a family kind of like getaway. They have a family friend's cabin, and so they are going on that trip, and so you're following her in that timeline and in this timeline being the present. But essentially 6 months into the apocalypse, she is still at her house, her childhood home, with her brother. Her mom has passed away and her dad had went out into the world, I guess. And at the start of this book, she has been basically scavenging for her and her brother for 6 months because her brother ended up getting this injury where he broke his leg, where he couldn't move around a lot. And I feel like my tripod is like dropping right now. What is going on? But at the start of the book, Flora has decided that her and her brother should make this journey to the family cabin that is in the past timeline in order to find their dad. And we're just following them on this journey. They bump into someone that they've known from the past, and also like other people along the way, and it's kind of a story about their journey to this cabin and everything that they're experiencing in the world. Obviously, with it being post-apocalyptic, they experience like being attacked by a lot of rabbits is what they call it, and that's kind of like what I expected from this book. But what I didn't expect is like the amount of representation, especially for mental health within this book, because that is also a large focus of it. The main character Flora has undiagnosed OCD and anxiety, and that is something that really overtakes her life, which, like, okay, me too, girl. But it was just so crazy to see in the book, like, my thoughts written out on, like, not on paper because I was reading on my Kindle, but like to see your thoughts written out so like similarly to a book was so insane. And I just really love to see that aspect and like the way that it, I guess, manifested itself within the apocalypse, especially because as someone who deals with like a lot of intrusive thoughts, it was just really interesting to see that as like someone else dealing with it, and especially like within an apocalyptic setting, and how that like affects the way that she does things and the way that she thinks, of course. And so that is like a large focus of the story, is like, I guess, her mental health, and also like, I guess, flashbacks and just things that happen within her own mind. And I just found it really like interesting to see and very thought-provoking, and I really enjoyed that aspect because I definitely did not anticipate that going into the book, and it was great to see that representation. There's also a lot of lesbian, gay, and trans representation, and like I knew this book was sapphic going into it, but like just seeing all this representation made my heart like literally jump out my chest. I was so excited. I really enjoyed this. I feel like for the first little bit it was kind of difficult to get into because, like I said, it is YA, so the writing is not like what I've been reading as much recently. Like I still read a lot of YA books, but like when you go from like certain writing styles to like a different kind, it kind of just throws me off a little bit, and I have to like readjust to it. And once I got back into it, it was a lot better to like read, I guess. I did really enjoy this. Like I said at the beginning, it felt a little slow for me, and I guess building up until like the middle, I started really connecting to the characters more. We got a lot more of their background, and it was just like I cared a lot more for like what was going on in the story the more we progressed, because at the beginning I was kind of like, I felt a little out of it. And I do feel like the writing at some points, like the pacing could have been done a little bit differently. I do feel like the end was very packed where the rest of the book wasn't as much, and I feel like some plot points could have been introduced earlier, even though they were like hinted at. I feel like it could have been introduced earlier still. And then during some scenes it felt like we jumped around. Like I had to reread some sentences because I felt like from a paragraph to a different paragraph there was kind of like a jump in like scenery and setting, and it wasn't really described. So that part was like took me out just a teeny bit, but like it was only present a couple of times. I mean, it got like explained later on kind of where they were and stuff. It's just sometimes it was like a little difficult to imagine. But other than that, I really really enjoyed this book. I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars, and it definitely put me in that apocalyptic mood. It was very emotional towards the end for me, and like obviously like the representation throughout this book was just really well done. I am going to go write my review, I guess, for NetGalley. Oh, okay, so that was kind of rude. I guess I'll just hold it. I'm going to go write my NetGalley review and then probably eat dinner. I need to put in my laundry as well, so while I'm heating dinner. Why can't I talk today? While I'm heating dinner, I'm going to put in my bedding and then probably turn on. Now I really just want to put on The Walking Dead because I'm rewatching it, of course. When am I not rewatching it? But I want to put something on the TV, and then I might pick a new book later to read. I don't know. I'm like, should I just wait till tomorrow? But I probably will end up picking up something else to read, because what time is it? It's only 6:42, so we'll see after I eat dinner if I'm gonna pick something else up. But that's what I'm gonna go do now.